And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Magnatha, we do have our South Korean Protoss player. It's going to be Prome for among us two people. And in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. It is Taeja, the Brood War Terran. Sorry, the SE2 Terran even. Here we go. And again, Taeja was looking very impressive when we were able to feature him previously in said show matches, in StarCraft Evolution. So great to see him once again after quite a long hiatus. It's been a couple of years. Been a couple of years since Taeja has been active. So great to see him once again. And it's looking quite strong. It's been looking quite informed. Very informed here. But again, Prome is going to be quite a challenge to overcome. Now we have to be settling in. So far, Gate Expand out of Prome. And Taeja going for his own Rax Expand. Single gas opener, Economic Start out of Taeja. Here we go. Now again, Prome, he does compete in some StarCraft 2 tournaments, that is true, even showing up for our Tuna Cups as well, but for the most part, he's a dedicated StarCraft Evolution player. Like, that's where he does devote and dedicate a lot of his time, a lot of his efforts. I would say that Prome is, at this point, would I rate Prome above Rebellion? Oh, I don't think I can yet, but that might also be because I just haven't seen enough of them in recent times. Like, especially without Kung Fu Cup being a regular tournament anymore, now there are just less events in StarCraft Evolution. I know that King of the Hills have also been less frequent in recent times as well. So there's just been kind of less eyes on all of these players. But he's up there. I think I would say Prome is like maybe top 5, top 4 Protoss. For now though, we're settling in. Again, Economic Opener out of Taeja. We have another gateway on the way here from Prome. So now we have that Forge follow-up as well, working towards earlier upgrades. Catching out the first Marine. Nice pickup. Takes that Marine, takes that one, takes out the other, but will lose a Dragoon in the process. And Loken is brutal. And Cyclone will defend. In the end, I would say this is, would I say a better trade? Did lose 2 SCVs though. 2 SCVs, the Marines as well. Cyclone does hold. Behind this, we're going to be going for a Citadel opener. Let's go. Again, we saw, I want to say that Classic was very fond of this when he was competing, going for the early Forge, going for the early Citadel, going for early Charge, or Zealot Legs, I should say. So fast Zealot Legs here out of Prome. Nice to see some variety, for sure. As we've been seeing a lot of either Stargate or river-based openers. So I do appreciate it. Likewise, we have a more standard 3-1-1 setup here. I say that really late starport. So late starport out of Taeja, a very heavy commitment here into bio and into earlier stim. So much more aggressive build, or aggressive follow-up. Based on how late the starport is, this could turn into a 2-base all-in. Taeja may decide to pull the boys. I don't really like the idea of committing to an all-in on Magnatha just because of how large the map is, but it's going to be available here as an option for Taeja. So we'll see if he does pull. Meanwhile, Dragoons, they do bully the Marines. They take down the initial depot. And Taeja actually going to be waiting and taking into Marauders. Okay. Gus Shell on the way, building up his bio, stuck on 2 bases. Behind this, we do see Prome does take a third. Third is on the way. Templar Archives working towards Storm. Taking further up. Yeah, so far Prome just enjoying map control, having a lot of freedom, looking very comfortable. And we're still waiting for the move out. We're still waiting for when Taeja does break out. Later eBay here out of Taeja, that's what I will say. Bit of a later eBay. Typically we do hit with +1, but it's going to be much later +1 here from Taeja. Dust him in. Gets a Dragoon, gets 1, gets 2, not bad. Again, Concussive Shell coming into play, catching out a lot of Dragoons. Yeah, very nice control. Very nice drop play as well. As Taeja does break out, catching another Dragoon. And nice target firing. Getting another 2. Taeja does now claim a 3rd. So he's not going for the all-in, he does not pull the boys. I do think there would have been an opportunity here to just have committed across the map, but regardless, let's get another Dragoon. Reinforcers do move in though. And it's going to be cleaned up. I say that tank does survive though. Yeah, tank does punish. 9 probe kills. Taeja with a very strong breakout. Dropping in towards the main. Pulls back the main army. Taeja setting up for a split push. Setting up. Go for a brutal tank shot. Yeah, he does hold his own, takes down the tank. Nice cleanup at the same time, dropping to the main. Prome out of position. And again, you can see just how immobile the brutal army is. Remember, there's no recall. There's no recall, there's no warp in. Cells, they do trickle in. And this drop play can just be brutal. Oh. Does get away, does pull out. And again, a really nice breakout here from Taeja. The aggression does subside, and Taeja's going to be forced back. He's expanding, getting a 3rd base, but he traded really nicely. He was able to get probe kills. Remember, he got 9 workers outside of the 3rd. Able to catch a lot of Dragoons, and take momentum away from Prome. So very nicely done. This is also why typically in Brood War, or at least in StarCraft Evolution, we do see a lot more reliance on static defense, just because trying to react and respond to drop play is much more difficult here in SE Evo from the Brood War side of things. Here we go. Taeja once again being active. Does find the 4th, and he should shut it down. Yeah, Prome out of position. The base is going to be denied. Likewise, match is going up. Ooh, brutal connections. Shuts out the Zealots. Storm coming in. The Storm mainly does zone. Mainly zones away. Mine shot. Mine shot goes off, and Prome is falling behind. He does need to be up an expansion compared to the Terrans, so being stuck on 3 bases is it doesn't bode well. Doesn't bode well here for Prome. Now working towards the Bay, working towards Reavers, getting into some kind of splash damage outside of just Storm. But Prome is falling further behind. Again, he has no economy. Or it's limited compared to his opponents. Does get on top of the 4th base. That's a kill mode cancel. Okay. We're going for the base trade. Let's go. This is probably the best chance here for Prome, is to commit to said base trade. Prism is still very low. Doesn't want to waste those storms. Okay, was being depowered. It's going to be all or nothing, pushing in towards the main. Oh. So overextend with some of those zealots. We need those storms. Oh, the prism goes down. Storm does zone. But a brutal loss there for Prome. Gets into the mineral line. I want to say he should have 3 High Templar across the map though. And +3 finishing. Prome turned around for a moment there. He does not push into the main. He has to. Again, where are the storms? EMP goes up. Storm does not connect. That's another EMP. So yeah, the storms are not good enough. Argon force some more. Taeja, he's holding. Oh my god. A much better storm though. You can see the army completely get annihilated by the storms. That's what we needed. Yeah, at the same time, Taeja has control of the main. We have Prome expanding bottom left. Does get a ninja base. Fully operational. Pulls the boys away. You want Taeja going for the Great Migration. Taeja still has the larger main army. And Prome, he needs to race back. He needs to start engaging with the army as well. Ah, he gets spotted. Ay. Yeah, Prome turns around. He's racing back. Taeja has no economy, so the longer this game goes on, the better it's going to be for Prome. On top of that, 0 ghosts. Uh-oh. All the ghosts went down. No EMPs. Also really crucial here as well. No EMPs from Taeja. One good storm, and Prome can win the fight. One good storm back. Speaking of storms coming in. It's going to be decent storms. Had Templar go down. Oh, he stands in it though. Yeah, he does stand in the storms. Mine shots going up. Taeja plummets in supply. But last Prome, he did lose 2 High Templar. I think he's down to 1. Speaking of the High Templar's exposed, he has to get out of here. No! The High Templar gets caught out. Massive catch from Taeja. Does catch a Templar. Prome expanding. Getting another base. Production's getting back online. Prome is going to have 3 Nexi. Yeah, and he's still overwhelming. Yeah, at this point, he's done it. This is the army. 3 Marauders. 3 Marauders, 1 Marine. Prome, he's done it, man. I say that. There is still some production, though. True. There's still some production. There's still 3 Marauders. Oh, Prome pulls away. Does pull away. His economy is getting back up and running, getting to more charge lots. I don't think he's seen top right yet, but he's heading in that direction. And he will find it. He does line mining. And so he's going to be chased down. Oh, Taeja gets found. Oh, losing a Marauder. Down to 2. Down to 1 Marauder left. Yeah, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be all that he had left. GG gets called, and Prome takes the lead in the series, takes game number 1. Whew, GG. Prome, he does take a lead again. A very intense game here. Taeja had a really strong start, of course, with Taeja breaking out from his contain, punishing across the map, out trading Prome as well. Prome was in a rough position. The best chance for Prome was the base trade. That was the best chance. That was the best opportunity. He was able to pull off that base trade, able to save his workers, get a ninja base up and running, preserve his economy. More importantly, land some brutal storms. Like, the storms were crucial there in the base trade, and Prome, he ran away with it. GG. DG, well played. And with that, Prome, he does take a lead in the series, and the pressure is now on Taeja. The pressure is on. So getting into game number 2. Taeja seemed ahead in the beginning of the base trade. He was able to commence the base trade faster, that is true, and he had a standing army in the main. But remember, he took a massive storm to the face when it came to the main base defense. Like, his main army crumbled. Here we go. Took all the storms to the face. Here we go. We're getting into game 2. We're going to be loading into Vermeer. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Vermeer, we have the South Green Protoss player, the pink Protoss. It is Prome. And in the bottom right hand corner, we have the SE2 Terran player, the yellow Terran from South Korea. It is Taeja. As we are going to be calming down, we do have our close spawns here on Vermeer. Bearing in mind this is a 4-player spawn map, and we have spawned in right next to each other. Let's go. Let's go. With that, of course, does reduce the time it takes to get across the map. The rush distance by ground is going to be that much shorter here on Vermeer, as we have our horizontal spawns. Prome opening up gate expands. Likewise, we do see Taeja opening up CC first. So economic opener here out of Taeja. Does open up with the fastest CC. And it's time to 3 racks. As again, especially when it comes to close spawns here on Vermeer, this is gonna hit so hard. It's gonna hit like a truck. As you mentioned, I think someone spoke up earlier regarding Zardians and be like, oh, he's still going for it. It's like, I'm pretty sure like the 3x stim timing is still very viable in StarCraft Evolution. You can try to nerf it into the ground, but it'll still stand up. Like, it'll... There's no stopping it, Pappy. Let's go. SCV Scout does confirm the location of Prome. Does confirm. So axes are finishing. For those that are curious that what we're talking about, and for those that are maybe a little bit newer to watching StarCraft Evolution, there is a build that has been plaguing the meta for the past 7 months at this point, and that is the 3-rack stim timing here from the side of Brood War Terran. Oh, sorry, I did it again. I say that this is SE2 Terran. My mistake. I think this happened last time as well. Where I see 3 racks, I'm just assuming it's Brutal Terran. This is a little bit different here. Now, if you've been watching Bjorn, he has been going for these 3 racks builds. This is actually quite old school. If you were around during the Site Delta map pool in StarCraft 2, 3 rack stim was a viable build. If you recall, this was back when Colossus-based openers were a little bit more common because of this as well. This is back in 2022. So Tech Labs are on the way, and this is an SE2 3x sim instead. Again, this is a build that has been phased out of StarCraft 2 quite some time ago. Was phased out. This was mainly prevalent during the meta of Stargate openers and Phoenix-based openers. Phoenix Colossus. Basically, during the Phoenix Colossus meta, this is one of the ways where you could punish that and knock it down. As is going to be a Reaver-based opener out of Prome. Ooh, this is a concussive shell variation. And we're getting up to 4 racks? Okay. Taeja is doing his own spin on this. You have my attention. Going up to 4 axes instead, going into concussive shell. I mean, as you saw last game, concussive shell marauders, they can excel quite hard here. Can excel. He's pushing. He's already moving out. As Taeja's getting ready for his push, we do see the Reaver drop coming in. I say Reaver drop. I believe that's a initial Dragoon drop, if I'm not mistaken. As the boys are being pulled. Yeah, there's one Reaver. Oof. Shot goes off, takes out 2 SCVs. So far some decent connections, but the main army does get across the map. Boys being pulled away, no safety shield batteries. And the fence is back at home, they're lacking. Taeja going in for the kill. And he will kill the natural. Yeah, there's no saving this. The natural is going to go down. The stim is almost done. Reaver coming in. Shot goes off. Nice connection. It does weaken up those marauders. But the boys are being pulled and every probe is going down. Nice target firing here on the Reavers. Nice shot here on the Plyo. Well, he doesn't. He breaks through. There's no Reavers left. There's no Scarab shots. Dragoons are going down. And even though Taeja doesn't straight up kill him, he's ahead. Like Taeja, he's up in workers. He's up in bases. Prome, he's building a backup natural towards the top side. At the 3rd location. So he does have a base on the way. He's double expanding. But Prome is in a rough position. Now he has come back from some really from rough positions in the past, as we saw last game in game 1. True, he was able to recover. But Taeja does find the expansion. Does find the Nexus. Taeja's moving out. Does spot the Reaver. And he's making a beeline here for the third. Okay, he doesn't have to push into the natural. He's already ahead. He just wants that Nexus. Oh, never mind. He may try to dive on the Reaver here. He may even try to bait out the army. Yeah, he stims in, baits out the army. Uh-oh. He does stim forward. Yeah, just diving here on the Dragoons. Very nice catch. Taeja baiting him out. Oh my god. Does stack up the army. He does stack up. It's the Taeja. And from here, just catching out the Dragoons. It's every Dragoon falling. And Prome is just being pulled apart. He's just being pulled apart here once again. They're forced to pull the boys. You see Taeja dive under the shuttle. And the base has been broken. Again, if Taeja was more passive, then Prome could have recovered and could have gotten away with it. Taeja very much so in his face. He's in the face. The shuttle's taking a lot of hits. No, the shuttle's gonna go down. Ay, ay, ay. That was the one thing keeping Prome in this game. GG gets called, and Taeja ties up the series 1-1. We are going to game number 3. Let's go. Here we go. We're getting into game 3. And we'll see how this story ends. Again, a hyper-aggressive build out of Taeja. Prome, he had no idea. Prome, he didn't scout. He didn't realize what was happening. It was a 4x stim timing and even hit before stim. A really early push, a Björn-esque push actually. As stim finished after the natural had been broken. And again, we saw that Prome was caught with his pants down. The pants were down. Was exposed. And here we go. We're getting into that ace match.
Game resumed.
Let's go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Vermeer, we have the pink Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss. It is Prome for SE2 people. Among SE2 people. And in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Brood War Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran. It is Taeja. Go. As this time Taeja is playing Brood War Terran. I won't make that same mistake again. Likewise, Prome rocking the SE2 Protoss, and once again we have horizontal spawns. Now we were, if you recall, we were discussing about the earlier stim timing, the earlier 3-racks from Taeja in game number 2. I will say that is also going to be viable here as well. Is going to be a double gas opener though. Okay, so Taeja, he will not go CC first. He's going for a double gas instead. With this, he has access to earlier tech, to a faster factory as well. We'll see where Taeja takes us from here. I don't think I've seen too much of Taeja's mech, but I want to say that he did. Yeah, he did embrace mech against Shin in that TvZ. We'll see. As now Nexus first out of Prome. Sorry, I say Nexus first. Gate expand, sorry. Gate expand into Cybercore. Meanwhile with the double gas opener, yep, going for the faster factory. On one base. And going for a later CC. With this, we can go for the earlier machine shop and go for ion thrusters, go for spider mines. Yep, there it is, double factory. Double factory opener here out of Taeja. Does open up Vulture. And again, this is one of the more common, one of the more meta ways to open up into mech. It's going to be quite aggressive, quite committed. Yeah, machine shops are on the way. With this, we can rush into ion thrusters and spider mines. Rush into both. Again, Beyond's been quite fond of this opener as well.
Add-on complete.
Spider mines are being researched, and Vulture production has begun. Racing his mech. Currently, we do see Prome is in the dark. He's just now going for his own probe scouts. Going for a Robo opener himself. Okay. Let's open up Robo. He does find Taeja. Taeja coming in from behind, catching out the initial stalker. Oh, at least trying to. Yeah, Vulture does go down. Yeah, it does lose 2 Vultures. Not a bad trade here from Prome, but does he get back home? Looks like he will. Looks like he does. Okay, does pull away in time. CC's on the way here for Taeja. Building up more Vultures, getting into ion thrusters. And with the help of spider mines, he can try to break that natural. Oh, was Prome setting up for a third? Getting a safety immortal, but maybe being a little bit too greedy here. Nice cleanup. Does lay the third base. Vulture's being zoned away. As they zip into the bases, the wall is open. Yeah, the wall is wide open. They bust into the mineral lines. Spider-Man's here covering the ramp, covering the entrance. Probe's going to be going down. Oh, brutal connections. And this is getting out of hand. This is already getting out of hand here. 7 probe kills. Thankfully, nothing more than that. Getting up to 8. Spider-Mines did connect, but the Immortal survived. The Stalkers as well. There's a third. Taeja will spawn it, but he can't quite do anything about it. Let's pull away. From here, we can see Taeja switching into a more slower form of mech. We have Siege mode on the way. We have more tanks amassing. Safety Goliath. A third factory. Building a bit into a greater mech composition. At least Prome is able to expand, able to try to slow things down a little bit. +1, building up more immortals. He's getting there. Unfortunately, he doesn't really have any momentum to move out on the map. He has no charge, he has no blink. And that is pushing though. Does break out. As he moves out, Vultures they move in, they can 2-shot probes. And the boys are being pulled. Another 4 probes going down. Does cause a distraction. Tanks are still amassing. I don't really see Prome breaking this position, but he can contain at least. Oh. Gets a Vulture. Does get a Vulture. From here again, just containing Taeja. Taeja's being contained. A prome now on 3 bases. Can think about a 4th. Still has to respect the tanks. And again, for the time being, it's just all about containing, all about delaying the 3rd base of Taeja for as long as possible. As he does not shut down those vultures, they somehow slip away. Who's the past? Yeah, Prime, he reacts with his entire army. He's racing back home. Now getting that 4th. Twilight Council finally on the way as well. He can work towards charge and even blink. There it is. It's going to be charge first. Again, Taeja, he's fully aware. As Prime is working towards his anti-mech army. Just very gateway heavy, into Immortals, ideally into Archons as well. As Taeja, he's now going to be expanding. Some awkward SimCity though. Hopefully he does realize in time that's going to be 4 tanks stuck in the main. Uh-oh. Stuck in the main base. We'll have to reposition some of those factories. Hopefully, again, he does notice. There we go. And just kills the depot. It's fine. Kills the depot, breaks out. Feels brutal depots, man. They can't lower it. Aye, aye, aye. As Taeja's gonna be supply blocked. Whereas Probe, I'm loving the wall of cannons here. We'll zone away those vultures. So looking for another way in. We get into the 3rd. Probes are going down. Probe, he ignores this. He's just gonna keep pushing. I don't think he can push into the siege line. Yeah, the Immortals are gonna be going down. Cells do get on top of the tanks though. That's a lot of Immortals. That's what, 6? Yeah, 6 Immortals moving in. Breaks through the first line of defense, and tanks are falling one after. Jeez, the Immortals are just so tanky. They tank so many shots. They take over the 3rd. That's still a very clutch fight. They kind of push into the siege line. Okay, Taeja, he holds. Taeja is holding on. Still a brutal trade. More zealot reinforcements on the way. And Prime, he was close. He was close to breaking Taeja. Barely not enough. I love that the probe is cleaning up the mines. Let's go. The 1 hero probe. As more Archons are morphing in. You see Prome just refining his army. Jesus, we spoke earlier, he had 6 Immortals. Now he's building up to what, 8, 9? He's got 2 more robots on the way. Just mass robot, mass Immortal. Aye, aye, aye. Unfortunately, there's just not much air support here for the mech army. When it comes to StarCraft 2, what would stop this from really occurring is, of course, for a mech army to refine itself with, I would say, Liberator support, with Lip Harass. With Liberators to kind of secure this army and secure this composition. But that's not really available here to Taeja. I guess technically you can try to work and tech up into BCs, but that's a ways away. As boys are being pre-pulled. As I'll say, dive in. The boys, they don't really tank too much. They try to hold the line. Cells, they don't quite make it through. Okay. How many Immortals are? And never mind, who needs Zealots? The Immortals, they break through that siege line. Getting on top of the last line of defense. There's 4 tanks left. Down to 2. Yeah, 2 tanks remaining. No high ground vision, but the third base has been broken. 23 SCV kills. And Taeja, he has nothing left. Behind this, he barely has an economy. He barely has an army. He can't afford to switch into something like BCs. That's not going to happen. He's just being shut down. Again, the one thing keeping Taeja alive this game is the lack of high ground vision. Oh, a shuttle would be nice. Or a prism, I should say. You Probius, you're on mine duty today. Yes. Pretty much. Hey, heal's popping off though. Hey, was popping up. Scans across the map, they spot other bases. As Prome is mass expanding, Zealots dive in once again, forcing friendly fire. Still no high ground vision, so these tanks, they're actually trading quite well. They're getting a lot of shots off. But again, that's 10 Immortals, and GG gets called. There's no expanding. He's just contained on 2 bases, and Prome, he will take the series at 2-1, knocking Taeja out of the SEL Masters. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, Prome. He will claim the series. Again, it was a really rough first opponent here for Taeja. Prome is very well versed. As I mentioned before, he is one of the top Protoss players in StarCraft Evolution. Taeja, he was able to hold his own, but here in this game, again, just he lost a little momentum. Early on. He was contained on 2 bases. He had a hard time expanding and claiming a 3rd base. And again, you can see some of the weak points here of a mech-based army. He was trying to get into mass tank, trying to get into vultures as well for support, but he was on a very low vulture counts. He wasn't quite able to secure his bases. We can see how open that area is outside of the natural and outside of the 3rd, and we saw Prome overwhelm. GG. GG, well played. A solid performance there out of Prome. Does claim it. Does claim the series. GG, well played. And my condolences to Taeja as he is knocked out of the SEL Masters, but I'm sure we'll be seeing more of him in the future. Again, he did compete in the most recent SEL King of the Hill. I'm sure he'll be a part of the next SEL or StarCraft Evolution League main events as well. I'm sure we'll be a part of it. But GG, well played. With that, Prome does take the series, and that is going to be us wrapping up with day 1 of the broadcast. Again, this is a 2-day event. We just wrapped up with day 1. Day 2 is going to be even longer. Day 2 is going to be like 4.5 to 5 hours. It's going to be intense. It'll be tomorrow. Will be tomorrow instead. So do look forward to it. Again, do look forward to it. We'll get there. So GG, well played. When it comes to the bracket, we'll try to construct a spreadsheet in the bracket as well for the rest of the matches. And we'll be back tomorrow with some more StarCraft Evolution League as well. I know that when it comes to some more SEL content, as we mentioned before, there was an amendment to the PTR patch, but that was after this tournament. So we're going to be going over that during the podcast after we cover these tournaments, after we cover the SEL Masters number 4. Next week is going to be the SEL Last Chance qualifiers. That's going to be Last Chance qualifier number 1 and number 2. And there's also going to be the SEL Code A, and that's going to be in a couple weeks as well. So there's still a lot more StarCraft Evolution on the horizon. That's all leading into the championships, right? We have the SEL championships. That's going to be in the month of August. It's going to be an intense month of StarCraft Evolution. There's going to be an intense group stage, and yeah, a lot to get into. So do look forward to it. And we'll be going over the patch notes next week during the podcast. That'll be the plan. That will be the plan. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Again, our next broadcast is going to be in less than 24 hours. That's going to be SEL Masters number 4, day 2. You can actually have a look here. Bam. On our schedule. As you can see here, we just wrapped up with our morning broadcast, and tomorrow we're going to be live with the second day of StarCraft Evolution. Meanwhile, the weekend is just covered in Fusion Esports League. Again, we had a massive $8,000 offline event prize pool tournament announced for the Polish scene in Krakow. That is going to be at the end of the month. That's going to be after Esports World Cup. But here we have the Polish Championship over the weekend. So we do have the best of the best players in Poland facing off in StarCraft 2, and we have the Sparkling Tuna Cup on Sunday as well. So plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. It's going to be an intense weekend, as always. Intense weekend of StarCraft, puppy. Aye. All the StarCraft. Haven't seen anything from Taeja in forever. Yes, Taeja has been retired for a couple of years, but recently came back. He recently came back to StarCraft Evolution, so great to see more of Taeja as of late. Great to see. Otherwise, we're going to be wrapping up here for the time being. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in, and stick around as... Do we decide to ladder today? Oh god, I just haven't had time. Likewise, I'm a little bit fatigued as well. But you know what? We might go live with a short cheeky ladder session before making a bunch of thumbnails. So that'll be the plan. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. If you want to support us, you can do so via Patreon. Exclamation mark Patreon in the chat to support us and to support the scene, to support StarCraft, as of course all that money goes towards our tournaments. Likewise, exclamation mark SC Evo. If you want to support StarCraft Evolution, you can do so via the Team Caprulu Patreon, as the Patreon is available, and you can support the production and of course the funding and the evolution of StarCraft Evolution. GG, well played. Too many tournaments, laddering in danger. Yeah, I haven't laddered in 2 weeks, but in 2 weeks. For now, though, we're going to be heading off. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, ciao, ciao. See you next time.